Hello traders, today is November 11, 2024. I'm gonna go over only 9 names today. The stock market is going crazy. Actually, what an incredible session we had today. Anyways, this is not financial advice. This content is for educational purposes only. That being said, let's start with Affirm. Incredible day for Affirm, almost 24%. We went through. Let's I want to zoom in on this really quick. So we had this level right here, 42.50, and that was on Friday. We went up right over, right below actually, 47.8, and then today you had a 24% move that actually cut through 52 or 55.50, like butter, like nothing. It just kept going, and in reality, after this move, we might see a little bit of red or some red actually coming, maybe consolidating towards 51.50 and then going back towards 60. I do believe that the lack of liquidity here definitely helped the move towards, I guess, the next price target that will be 60, or yeah, 60 pretty much, or 62. I'm sorry. Let me get this out. Yeah, 61.6. So that would be interesting if we actually hit that level by the end of the week or sometime this week. You still have very low liquidity here, so that if we get some red, you might actually move a little bit fast towards back towards 51 or 52. Well, that being said, MACD and TSI don't look bad at all. The RSI is right on the 70, a little bit over. So I think this might actually have more room to continue going up. What an incredible, what people are calling now, the Trump effect and everything, that the economy is really, or not the economy, or the market is really reacting very aggressively with everything that is happening lately. And we have a good example of what is going on some stocks, not all of them, but mid cap stocks are really, really moving very strong. Anyways, let's move on with another name that I mentioned, I think on my last video. Yes, my last video was on Saturday. So I mentioned this name, ASTS, and it's a company that I like. One of the things that I said on Saturday, I'm sorry, is that we have to avoid a continuation towards 13 or 14. The obvious move had to be a retest, rebound, or continuation towards the upside, and that would have to happen today, and that's exactly what happened today. So it was up 12.60%. Incredible. Last time when I was looking at this name earlier today, it was up 6%, and so I guess obviously it added 6% more. Now we're right under the 35 SMA. This is an important level, especially on the 1-day chart. We'll see what is the behavior, but I think there might be momentum for a continuation towards 27.8. However, we have to mount this level, which is your immediate resistance, which is at 35 SMA. You have earnings coming on the 14th, on Thursday. I do believe that if they bring up good news or guidance, they surprise people with new contracts or whatnot, or again, guidance, I think this thing is going to rip just like it did on prior earnings. So volatile stock. I do believe that this company long term has a great future. We'll see how they evolve. But for now, I think that this is behaving very nicely. It's respecting this support level very, very well. And it has done it for 3 or 4 times already. Now, again, keep in mind, you have to mount the 35 SMA to see a continuation. A huge catalyst is coming on Thursday, which could move the stock in either direction, and I think it will be volatile. Either direction is going to be volatile. MACD and TSI are looking good. RSI is also looking good, so keep that in mind. Let's move on to another incredible move, and that is Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is, I mean, what else can I say? We got the momentum we were asking for. I was starting to cover Bitcoin almost on the daily basis when we were in this area right here. And then now we're getting really much more money into this type of more, what the market would see as a more risky asset, and Bitcoin, at least for now, is one of those assets. All-time highs day after day. We have seen that for pretty much an entire week continuously, or at least 5 or 6 days. And this is definitely the Trump effect, especially in Bitcoin. Now, that being said, every single stock, or most of them that are Bitcoin related, are ripping like crazy. So you have Coin, for example, you have Mara, Riot, CLSK, all of them. CLSK 30% today. Where is it? Gee, I was gonna buy options. CLSK 29%. I think Coin was like 20% or something. Yeah, 20%. Mara, I think, is 24%. Riot, all of them moving super, super hard. So, in my opinion, things are moving a little bit dangerously, too quickly to the upside. There is nothing is stopping the market now, but I think that which means that the correction could be a little bit dramatic as well. But I think the gains that we have done in a lot of names, if you pull back 10%, you would still be fine, and then you can continue going up. But anyways, Bitcoin is looking incredible. I wouldn't be surprised. It sounds crazy, but I wouldn't be surprised that we hit 100,000 by the end of the year. Let's take a look at the monthly, and the monthly. Oh wow! Look at this. This is a beauty right here. Look at this thing. Boom, boom. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Looks already looks extended. I'm not gonna lie, but a little correction would be nice. Anyways, Bitcoin looking crazy, insane. Let's move on to a name that I think is gonna bring us in the future, not near future, some gifts if you wanna go to the upside, and that is Enphase. And I mentioned Enphase when after earnings, I said if you hit 72 or 73, there might be opportunity to fill the gap. That actually happened, but then Trump got elected, and then this thing completely dumped, and it continues to dump. I think this is great. I think this is gonna bring us some great opportunities. This stock right now seems to be, as far as price, pretty cheap, but we'll see. I think it still has more room to continue going down, and if that is the case, I'm just gonna keep an eye on this and see when we find a bottom, and then start buying this. What I like about Enphase is how it tends to move in a little bit of a volatile way. So, but now it's not viable in my opinion. I think this has a little more room to continue going down, and once it bottoms, then we would probably see a good opportunity. Right now, just let it ride to the downside. Anyways, that's what I have for Enphase, and now let's move to this name. Is looking fantastic in my opinion, and that is Google. Google is maintaining this support level at 180. Is looking pretty good. I actually bought some calls today, and I think we have room to continue going towards 190, 193. There is, limited liquidity here, which is a good thing. MACD and TSI I'm not too worried about them in this case. RSI looks a little bit like it's about to be overbought, but let's take a look at the weekly, and this doesn't look bad at all. Look at this beauty right here on the 35 SMA on the weekly, and look at the MACD and the TSI. Everything is looking good on the weekly chart. So anyways, you have your support at 180, and then we can find maybe a little bit of resistance on this area, 186, 187. But anyways, for now, let's make sure to keep an eye on this and see how we behave on separating as far as price action from 180. Right now, we are at 197. I want to see. No, it doesn't matter. Okay. Another name that I want to mention, and this thing was up 60%, and that is GOVX. And one of the things, GeoVax, I think this is running because the monkeypox thing, they're pushing that thing again. Anyways, the reality is there is a vaccine for this thing. It's not a very lethal disease, and I think this company might benefit, like just did today, in some moves. And I guess that the reason why I'm mentioning this is because don't be surprised, and this might continue going up. it had an outstanding move today, but I think the opportunity here is on the way down. So let's keep an eye on this and see how it behaves in the next weeks, maybe, or days or weeks. And then after that, I think there might be an opportunity to the downside. When we were here, I was telling you this is a risky move, but it's not a bad option to buy puts. And one of the things that I was saying back here, and this is when in August, I was saying there might be some rebounds that could be a little bit dramatic, and the swings could be scary. But once this actually started losing momentum, and that was towards the end of August, this thing just kept going down. This opportunity to the downside was phenomenal. So we might see something very similar. Let me take a look at this candle. 110%. Right today it was up 60%, 61%. We'll see how this behaves tomorrow. It was funny because I was looking at the news about the monkeypox. I think it was over the weekend. I think it was yesterday, and I was like, GOVX is probably gonna pop tomorrow. And I thought about buying calls, but I've been so busy lately that I'm just trying to get into different assets. One of them is actually HIMS, and let's talk about HIMS. And one thing that I wasn't expecting today was this phenomenal move. Now, as I mentioned on my last video, I did buy calls for HIMS. My price target as of my last video, which was on Saturday, was 25.7 or 25.8. Now, I wasn't anticipating such a crazy move. One of the things that I said on Saturday, however, was, and once we cross this level about at 25.8, we would be basically at price discovery, and that's exactly what happened today. This thing just kept moving. If you are if you were playing this name, I'm super happy for you. One of the other things that I mentioned was this diagram or this drawing that I made, but let's change that so it makes more sense. And I was also saying these are two completely different sectors. This looks like Shack, and Shack had a very, very similar formation, almost identical, and then it just ripped up. Again, different sectors, but the technical setup was it is almost identical. Go take a look at Shack, SHAK, and the move was almost the same. Anyways, let's go back to the daily chart. And one of the things that I did sell my entire options position on HIMS. Now, I trade options. I don't have a long-term position on HIMS. However, I still like this company a lot. The reason why I sold is because, well, I just wanted to take my profits, and my calls were insanely high. At the I looked at this stock in the beginning of the day, of the trading day. I think it was up like 6 or 7%, and I was like, okay, that's already extended. And then I took a second look later on because I was answering emails and whatnot, and this thing was, out of control. Anyways, then I sold. But I do believe that long term, this still has a magnificent future. Don't be surprised, and this stock is probably going to be hitting, it's definitely going to hit 30s, which I think already did today. No, but right now I cannot give you a price target because we are on price discovery right now. But what I can tell you is, and it would be optimal to go down to 25.8, and at that point I would probably buy more calls, and then get a second move to the upside. I think this company is I don't know, if you're an investor, or you have, especially if you have shares, you're in a good position. I know there is one of my followers that has been buying dips all the way through, and super happy for him. Definitely the right move, the conviction. Obviously, the guy probably knows stuff about HIMS that I don't know, considering that I'm more of a technical trader. But one of the things that I'm very happy about is, and we did hit on HIMS, was on the money. Every single level was hit almost perfectly, and all the price targets that I had, or we had, I guess, were hit. Fantastic. I think the only one that I guess I didn't hit was a 25.8 because I mean, this thing went up 25% almost. So it went through it like nothing. But again, don't be surprised, and maybe we see a little bit of red, or don't be surprised, and this thing is gonna start ripping like some other stocks that are catching momentum like crazy. So HIMS is looking fantastic. Again, let me take a look at the weekly and see one thing. Yeah, really hard, I guess, right now to. I'll do some more research and see, how far this thing can go. But anyways, looking great. An incredible day. 24% at one point. It closed at almost 20%. I don't know how much was this at after hours. I don't know if we can. Mm, okay, pretty much flat. So incredible, incredible, really. So I took my money and ran, but that doesn't mean that I really like this stock, and I think it's probably gonna continue. I would probably jump back in if we go down towards 25.7 or that area, and then I would probably, the shares that or the options that I had were for, I believe, January 17th. But in that case, I would probably go all the way down to June or something, and then I would sit on them for sure. Anyways, let's take a look at. I'm almost done with this video. Microsoft. All right, so let me take a quick note on Microsoft. One of the things that I was saying on Saturday, I think, was that no, I didn't mention Microsoft on Saturday. I mentioned Microsoft on the 6th. So we were on the 6th, really? Wow. Sorry, I'm just looking at some notes, and I'm like, why on the 6th? Anyways, I would love to see this. Well, one of the things that I wanted to see was a continuation over the 200 SMA and the 35 SMA. That didn't happen. Now the 35 SMA is crossing under the 200 SMA. Not a good look. MACD and TSI are flat. That's not too bad. And then we went back today towards force 15, and then came back a little. Let's take a look at the 5-minute and see how this thing is moving. Yeah, this little double bottom, and then nothing really happened. Flat after hours. Not surprising. We'll see how this moves. I think that Microsoft has to get out of this range. It's been a little bit difficult for this name to get out of here. But, once we break 431, we're probably going to move quickly towards 440 or 445. Anyways, for now, we're in this range. I'm a little bit bearish, to be honest, especially if we break under 415. That would not be too good. The 35 SMA, the 325 SMA is kind of far. Anyways, your critical level, don't worry about resistance right now. Your critical level are that 415 again, and then also, I guess, if you want to talk about resistance, is 200 SMA. However we want to break this, and then continue going up. If we stay under it, I will be a little more bearish in this case. Anyways, another crazy name that I want to mention today, and this is insane. It's a little bit worrisome, to be honest, and that is Tesla. So Tesla went up today 9%, and then after hours almost hit 360. This is insane. Don't be this is gonna sound crazy, but don't be surprised that we hit 400 by December. Seriously, I think that the fact that this administration with Elon Musk are so I guess connected or involved, this is definitely making the market push Tesla. The short interest in Tesla is also very high, so people are probably. This is getting absolutely wild. I'm a Tesla holder. I'm super happy for what is happening. I'm making like 20 grand a day right now, but this is super extended. but I think that definitely this name has more room. The way it's moving is not that healthy, so maybe going down towards a little bit, at least covering some gaps or something. But at least for now, I'll take it. Anyways, this is an incredible move. It looks extended, in my opinion. It's overbought. If we go to the weekly, let's take a look how this looks. It's not that extended on the weekly. The weekly still looking not too bad. This is just incredible. Let's take a look at the monthly. Let's get this guy out of the way so we can take a look. Wow, it doesn't look bad on the monthly, to be honest. I wouldn't be surprised again that we're gonna probably hit all-time highs by the end of the year. So 415 might be on our way. Might be. I cannot predict that. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys. Incredible day for some names. Some other names are lagging a little bit, but I think the market is still pushing. I think every time that we get any news from the Trump or the new administration, the Trump administration, the market pushes and pushes more. Anyways, I'll see you guys tomorrow. What did I do? I'll see you guys tomorrow. And yeah, incredible day. It's gonna be an incredible week, in my opinion. It's gonna be super. It's gonna be a roller coaster. That's my prediction. Anyways, guys, thank you very much. I'll see you guys tomorrow.